Yo, what's going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have some big news to talk about coming out of the LCS. As you can see on the screen, one of the big moves, and we're going to be talking about some other moves as well. This isn't what the whole video is, but one of the big moves is this support. Ayla is set to join Evil Geniuses in the LCS. This is from sources according to LEC Wooloo. This is a pretty big move. If, like 4 or 5 months ago, you would have said that Ayla was only going to spend one split on FlyQuest, that would have been pretty crazy. And then if, you would have told people Ayla was going to be going to Evil Geniuses in just one split, that would have been absolutely ridiculous, considering that Evil Geniuses had Vulcan, who, of course, is maybe the best support of all time in the LCS, for sure one of the best players in the LCS as of recently, just kind of winning all kinds of titles, constantly one of the best players at his position, let alone in the entire league. But obviously a lot of stuff has changed. A lot of stuff has happened very, very fast. And coming into the season, Ayla was really seen as one of the best support prospects coming out of the academy scene. Not only best support prospects, but one of the best prospects. I can't even talk. One of the best prospects in general. He was one of the guys that a lot of people were wanting. A lot of people were going after, and that's pretty easy to see, especially because he ends up on a team like FlyQuest, a team that was pretty locked and loaded and looking for players to win with right now, and that was expected to be Ayla. Now, weirdly enough, Ayla did not have that great of a spring split. He did not perform that well. I mean, heck, if you get benched in favor of Winsome, and Winsome actually looked pretty decent at times, it's not necessarily a great sign. Because obviously when we had seen Winsome in the LTS previously, he was not that good. He's gotten a little bit better since then, but still, getting benched for Winsome is not a great sign overall. But this is honestly, I think, a really decent pickup for both of the parties involved here. Obviously, EG, we know they're looking to go budget. We know they're looking to go cheap. We know they're looking to buy low on some players. And I think buying low on Ayla is overall a very, very intelligent move, because even though Ayla was not that great in spring, it could have been for a lot of different reasons. One, it was his first split as a full-time starter in the LCS. There could have been some nerves. There could have been, an adjustment period of him catching up to speed and getting used to the LCS game. He could have just not fit in with FlyQuest very well. He could have just not fit in with Prince very well. Some of the pressure and expectations could have got to him. On EG, in the summer split, there's going to be very little pressure. There's going to be very little expectations. Yes, EG has been a very, very good team over the past couple of years, but this EG team we're about to see in the summer split of 2023 is not the EG team we've seen over the past couple of years. So I think this is an awesome opportunity. A big pickup for EG, and then like I said, if you're Ayla, you have a chance to bounce back. You have a chance to prove yourself. You actually get to continue to hopefully improve and develop on things, and actually become not just a prospect, but the player that people kind of thought that you would maybe be able to be. I do think this is very, very weird, and we are seeing this right now a lot in both the LEC and LCS, is rookies just getting one split. Ayla just got one split to try and prove himself on FlyQuest before getting kicked. Now, obviously, this was because Vulcan became available, and, who knows what would have happened if he wouldn't. But either way, Ayla kind of got benched in the middle of the split. He gets sent over to EG. And like I said, this seems to be happening a lot in the LEC and LCS right now. Teams only giving players like one split, even new players, even rookie players, one split to really pop off immediately. Otherwise, they get sent off, they get sent back down. And that's weird, because that's not how really any competition anywhere works. Things take time. You need to develop. That's what your coaching staff is for. That's what your organization is for. That's what the other players on your team are there for. I don't really think it's possible for at least many players. Obviously, some players are able to do it, but for most players, it's not possible to go from the quality and speed of the games in academy and then automatically go up straight to the LCS or LEC and perform right away. These things are going to take time. So I do definitely hope at some point in the future players start getting more time and more opportunities to actually develop, because if we're just going to constantly be chasing our tails looking for the guy who's going to be able to come out of the academy scene and pop off in his very, very first split, I don't think you're going to find that very often. Even a guy like Jojo Pune, definitely had struggles in his first split and stuff like that, but EG obviously, took the time, developed him, trusted him, and he was able to go from there. But obviously, this is very, very big news. Like I said, I think this is a very, very big pickup for both sides here. Ayla gets to go to a situation that might be a little bit better for him and his situation overall, and EG gets to buy low on a support with a ton of potential and a ton of opportunity. Now, hey, Ayla might might be not very good again. He might have a rough summer split, but what does EG have to lose at this point? They're looking to go cheap. They're looking to develop, and that's exactly what they get with this pickup here. Now, if we start talking about the EG, I wanted to talk about some of the drama between Ayla and Vulcan overall, because obviously that stuff was very, very funny. Vulcan, earlier in the year, Ayla had tweeted out promote Smoothie in reply to one of Vulcan's tweets. Vulcan had said bring Winsome back, which is obviously talking some crap about Ayla, which was funny. And then Ayla responds kind of randomly, promote Smoothie, even though, of course, like we've said, Vulcan's one of the best sports in the LCS, so this tweet maybe doesn't make as much sense. It's maybe not as funny as the bring Winsome back one. And then Vulcan says the funny thing about this is that Ayla typed this out knowing full well that he is not essential to his team's success. A nightmare. Now, this tweet only got 2,500 likes. I feel like it deserves a little bit more love than that. But then Ayla hits him with the what's wrong, you mad, bro? Ayla says, you okay, Vulcan? I'm here if you want to vent. Gonna send Vulcan back to Academy today. These guys really just kept going back and forth throughout the whole split, which was pretty funny. It was a lot of drama. We like to see the trash talk. We like to see that kind of stuff. Now, ultimately, hey, FlyQuest and EG both came up short in the end. This was kind of FlyQuest and EG expected to be two of the better teams in the LCS this year, talking trash back and forth. But then you have C9 slip in and win the title. You have GG slip in and go to MSI. So, hey, kind of maybe they should have focused on some different teams or some different players here, but whatever. But of course, what ultimately ends up being hilarious is not only does Vulcan take Ayla's job, Ayla ends up taking Vulcan's job. So now they're going to be trash talking each other in reverse. Vulcan on FlyQuest is going to be trash talking to EG Ayla, and EG Ayla is going to be trash talking to Fly Vulcan. We're going to have to see how, kind of the results differ in this next split, if either of these teams is able to get the job done, or if they're both going to come up short again while kind of just trash talking each other to the bottom. Obviously, that spot at Worlds is going to be highly contested as well. Now, as far as the overall EG roster, I do believe we have a finalized EG roster at this time. I know based off the Wooloo tweets, he said a little while ago that Revenge was going to be their top laner. So you're going to have EG Revenge in the top lane. You're going to have Armeo jungle starting for EG. You're going to have JoJoPune obviously in the mid lane. You're going to have Unforgiven at AD carry and Ayla at support. Now, overall, this EG roster construction is interesting. There's definitely some players with some high ceilings, like Ayla, like Unforgiven, like JoJoPune, and then you're kind of going super budget in the top lane with Revenge and Armeo. Now, can Revenge and Armeo be good? Sometimes, yeah, they certainly can. Could Revenge and Armeo be good on good teams? Could they fill roles and could they be okay on good teams? Yeah, they could. But if you're looking for Revenge and Armeo to kind of pop off and get a lot done, I don't really think either one of them is that guy. I actually have not been a big fan of Revenge for quite some time. I think he's been actually quite overrated by the community, probably because he's an NA talent, but he keeps getting opportunities over and over and keeps kind of not doing much with them. And then Armeo is obviously a guy we've seen in the LCS before. He spent a lot of time in Academy recently. Maybe he's gotten better since then. Who knows? We're about to find out. But really, I think EG is going to have one of the weakest top sides in the entire LCS, but they're going to have a mid laner that's going to be one of the best in JoJoPune. They're going to have an AD carry that's probably going to be one of the best in Unforgiven, and a bot lane that if they click could end up being very, very good. So I actually don't love the pickups of Revenge and Armeo, but I actually do really like the pickup of Ayla for EG there. We'll have to see how this roster kind of comes together. But to me, it seems like a middle of the pack, 5th, 6th place team. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.